The Quora question of the day. A Quora questioner wants to know about attachment. Specifically, they want to know if you have a disorganized attachment style, can you change it in isolation? Can you change it and create your own secure base by yourself? Well, first of all, for the people that might not know exactly what a disorganized attachment style is, you may want to Google Mary Answorth. She's a psychologist that's kind of coined this situation called the strain situation that helped identify some of these attachment styles. Or go back even further and look at Harry Harlow and his study on love and attachment, and you'll see some of his stuff that he's done with monkeys, and that would give you a good idea. But we're not going to get into all of the attachment styles. We'll just go with disorganized attachment style. Attachment styles are how you attach to your caregiver. And these days we're primarily focused on the mother, but you could think about this in terms of any other caregiver. Disorganized attachment style means that you don't really, as it relates to your caregiver, you're not really sure how they're going to react to certain situations. You're not really sure when you're going to get affection. You're not really sure when there's going to be some type of discipline. You're not sure what's going to lead to discipline and what's going to lead to affection. So therefore, it leaves you with this disorganized style because you don't know what you can do that could lead to affection or that could lead to discipline, which causes you to be disorganized. So this person wants to know, can we change that? Can we change it by ourselves in isolation? Well, I mean, the change does start with you. Well, how does it start? One of the articles I read in relation to this talks about how disorganized attachment styles get developed, how they get developed in the parent before they get passed on to the child. And it's like a chicken and egg thing, because basically the theory says that this is happening because there was some type of trauma in that parent's childhood, or disorganized attachment style exists with them that they don't understand, and so they just carry that style forward, and that's the style that happens with their kid. So in order for you to fix that, if you're a person that recognizes you have a disorganized attachment style and you want to change it for your kin, you want to change it for your kids, what you would need to do is deal with the trauma. The better able you are to deal with the trauma and pain associated with the things you experienced with your parent, and then being inconsistent about things, affection, discipline, whatever the case may be for you, the better able you're going to be able to have a secure attachment style with your child. I would say that same thing would be true for other people, because these attachment styles don't just have to do with how you relate to your kids. They also have to do with how you relate to whoever you decide to partner with. And that's one way that sometimes people reverse an insecure attachment. Disorganized attachment is based on who they partner with. Sometimes if they have a partner or somebody in their life who may reparent them, that gives them a new dynamic, they might create a secure attachment based on that. But if you're trying to do it yourself, it's the biggest thing I could say. And I don't know if you can do it totally in isolation. Maybe you get some self-help books. Maybe you consult with a therapist, but work through the trauma that was created from this disorganized attachment style. What was it in your parent-child relationship that is still festering? What's the trauma that's there? If you deal with that, that will give you a better ability to have a secure sense of self, which would lead to a better sense of attachment. And because your sense of self is going to be really important in general, and that's something you can work on in isolation. But the goal really of working on your attachment style is not necessarily about isolation. It's attach, so you can attach to people. Not attach like a glove, like you have to be linked to people, but so that you can relate to people. So you start working on it with yourself, and you may benefit more by working with a mental health professional, and then you try it out in relationships that you might feel safer with, and maybe you're going to have to take some risk and be around a range of people so you can find someone worth having secure attachment with. Now, this doesn't have to be an intimate relationship, but this could be friend relationships. People are being reparented all the time by teachers, by counselors, by ministers, by good, dependable people in your life. So yes, you can work towards changing your attachment style on your own, but the goal would be in changing your attachment style is so that you can attach to people in a better way, so it can't just stay there. And I don't know if you can go all the way to secure by yourself, but it can start there, and then the goal should be for you to be able to attach with others later on and be interdependent.